Hey, we have a book to share with you now. I'm not going to be reading this book. My youngest daughter is going to read this book for you, and her name is Julia, and she's going to be reading Little Red Riding Hood. So I'm going to turn it over to Julia now.
Little Red Riding Hood. In a faraway wood lived a kind girl named Little Red Riding Hood. She was taking a basket of food to her sick grandma. "Remember," said her mother, "go straight to Grandma's house, and don't stray off the patch, and don't talk to any strangers." Little Red Riding Hood set off to see her grandma. Little Red Riding Hood followed the path that wound through the woods. She hummed a little tune as she swung her basket of goodies. She saw lots of pretty blue flowers, but she didn't see the wolf hiding in the trees. Little Red Riding Hood stopped to look at the blue flowers. "Hello, little girl," said the big bad wolf. "What are you doing?" Little Red Riding Hood jumped with fright. "I'm going to see my grandma, who lives in the little house in the woods," she said. What a kind girl you are," he said, showing his big white teeth. "I'm sure your grandma would like these pretty blue flowers. Why don't you stay and pick some for her?" The big bad wolf ran off into the woods. While Little Red Riding Hood stayed to pick some blue flowers, the big bad wolf ran all the way to Grandma's house, and he gobbled her up. He put on Grandma's cap and glasses. The big bad wolf got into Grandma's bed. Soon after, Little Red Riding Hood arrived at Grandma's house. The door was wide open, so Little Red Riding Hood walked in. "Are you in bed, Grandma?" she called out. Little Red Riding Hood went into the bedroom. She walked up to see the bed, and Grandma wasn't looking very well. "Oh, Grandma, what big ears you have!" "All better to hear you with, my dear," said the big bad wolf in a grandma voice. Grandma had very big ears. "Oh, Grandma," said Little Red Riding Hood, "what big eyes you have!" "All the better to see you with, my dear," and the big bad wolf said in a grandma voice. Little Red Riding Hood thought Grandma looked strange. "Oh, Grandma," said Little Red Riding Hood, "what big teeth you have! All the better to eat you with," growled the wolf. He opened his mouth and leaped at Little Red Riding Hood. The big bad wolf ate Little Red Riding Hood. Luckily, a woodcutter was passing Grandma's cottage. He went to visit Grandma and found the big bad wolf taking a nap. He bashed at the wolf with his axe. Then he turned the wolf upside down and gave him a good shake. Out came Grandma and Little Red Riding Hood. Grandma, Little Red Riding Hood, and the woodcutter, waving his axe, all chased the big bad wolf, and he ran away, and they never saw him again.
Thank you very much, Julia. We are happy to have guest readers. Maybe I can talk my girls into reading some more books for us. I don't know. Or maybe I can find somebody else to read for us. Well, y'all have a good day, and I hope you enjoyed the fairy tales, The Princess and the Pea, that Sarah read, and Little Red Riding Hood that Julia read.